What's up guys, so Raven here and welcome to another comic book review. Today we're going to review the issue number 2 of the Assassin's Creed Valhalla comic book, and yeah, it's already bagged and boarded because I am not coming back to this. Honestly, let's start with what's good, what's bad, what the whole thing is about. So of course, this is a tie-in kind of story, a prequel to the Assassin's Creed Valhalla game, which again in the concept is not bad. Are those all the good things I can say about it? Yeah, unfortunately, yes, those are the only good things. Yeah, I'm like doing this. Those are the only good things I can say about this comic book. And the Neil Gaiman, advertisement inside, those are good. But even this, look at her face. Like, this is weird, but also, you know what? No, there's one more good thing that I can say. The gore, the blood, that is not bad. I think that is quite good, and we can see that on the cover. So definitely, a bit of a mature content. So, why I am disliking this? Well, first of all, maybe because I'm reading too much mainstream. Maybe because again, this is not mainstream at all. But I know Valhalla can say that. But I have a problem because we are at issue number 2, and the story or anything didn't move at all, which reminded me, like, it's even worse than Tom King, to be quite honest, right? It did kind of like even surpass that point. At the last issue we've ended up with, there was like, we meet Eivor, bell, end of the bell, that's it. Now we know that, they got this lady that sees that, presumably sees Asgard, the Rainbow Bridge, all of that stuff. So we spent like few first pages on that. Then, we learned that, well, there is this treasure, so she leads Eivor to the treasure. There is a trap, and that was all to lure her out of the village so they can kill her father and the villagers. And of course we got her brother's story where he is sneaking up upon some rich people, and of course there's a battle again, and super short, like there are super short battles, like, hey, there's a battle, bam, 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 that's it. Your friend is dead. Great. Now you're gonna die. And that's a cliffhanger. And this is the same thing here. Eivor is like on her knees, just stabbed, like, cliffhanger. I don't know, because again, like, art is bad. Like, art is just bad. The person who, drew it, I think, can't really draw faces. Because in terms of, like, battle scenes, they kind of can do that. But the faces, the expressions, I really want them to work on that. Because there is there's a lot of potential in it. But the expressions are just really bad. They are, like, honestly, 3-year-old bad. Like, even here, that is a bad expression, the proportions. Again, we're trying to be, realistic, and then no one, like, realistically speaking, no one's gonna open the face like that. This is just, again, proportions are out, and once proportions are gone, it's just not looking great. The colorist is doing a good job though, so it's not a book that you want to come back to. It's just, the story is silly. It's something, again, the writer, I believe if the writer had 6 issues instead of 3, maybe we would have something in between. But that's it. Like, wow. You see, like, when I'm doing reviews like that, there's all kinds of stuff happening in one book that I can lean upon, right? Like the Wolverine review, or like I'm gonna be doing Batman. Like, those are like 10-20 minute reviews of single issue, because there are things that are happening. Here there's nothing. The whole issue is static. It's just a bunch of nonsense. Even the issue number 1, when there was a battle, there was just a bunch of nonsense. There's not a lot of things that move story forward. I know, okay, I get it, right? That's for a game. That just is a prequel to a game, and main thing is happening in the game. Sure, but that is something that should pump me up. That should be like, oh yeah, I want to play the game. I want to see how the story unfolds. And I just want to burn. No, I'm joking, but I just want to, I don't want to burn and pillage like, like they should. I just want to, put it in my drawer, of course, in the box, way at the very, very end, and never look at the comic book again. So when I said the first was 4 out of 10, and I think the first issue is a lot better. At least you've got this unknown, you've got a bit of a mystery, you kind of don't know what might happen, and here this is already unfolded, like you already know. So I don't know. I can't go through the art. Like the problem, and the writing. I just can't go through it. I mean, I've read it yesterday. And honestly, I wanted, like, when I was like every single page, I was like, oh god, when it ends. And when the comic book gives you that feeling, it's not really good, right? Because again, I love Assassin's Creed. Right, on RavenCalledSnejku, I'm putting a couple of plays YouTube channel. You have, Kovac playing Valhalla right now. You've got, me going through Odyssey, through Origins, all of that stuff. I love Assassin's Creed. But this is just not it. This isn't doing it. And honestly, if they would just get rid of the Assassin's Creed here, you wouldn't... Because you can't tell that this is Assassin's Creed. It has 0 elements. It has nothing to do with the Assassin's Creed. And it's just a bad comic book in general, even if you just like comic books, it's just bad. And this is the first one. And I think this is going to be the benchmark for me. Because we've got 10 out of 10 Wolverine recently. This is a 1 out of 10. Not yet 0. 1 out of 10 comic book, unfortunately. Maybe the issue number 3 is gonna be better, right? The finale of the story, which I hope it's gonna, elevate it in my eyes. So, it's gonna be like just a bad sequel to a movie. But it's a 1 out of 10, unfortunately. So, should you grab it? No. Should you go in for the full story? No. Just go for other indie comic books that are a lot better. Because honestly, that's my biggest issue as well. There are, indie comics that are amazing. They are just fantastic. And they don't have that hype, behind them. And they can struggle, to get sales, even though they are really good. The art is super solid. And then you have something like that, and you just slap Assassin's Creed name on it, and it's like, yep, that will do. No, that will not do. It's just garbage. Sorry, it is. So, bad comic book. Maybe Kovac's gonna like it, I don't know. For me, it's just a bad comic book. I think, there are many others that are a lot better, especially, from the Dark Horse and from, like, even unknown publishers. Honestly, I think that if you would really not even have to search, you just can go to your local comic book store, go for, like, whatever indie comic book you're gonna get. Take it, purchase it, blind, completely blind, and you're gonna have more fun than this. That's what I'm gonna say. Literally more fun than that. So 1 out of 10, a really, really bad comic book. So that is my review. Don't get it. Don't do it to yourself. I've done it, so you don't have to. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode, for watching this review. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more reviews and, of course, more comic books, more games. And yeah, have a fantastic day, and please stay safe. Bye.